We're doing a breaking contact drill. So with this, most people think that breaking contact is doing this. No. That's not what breaking contact is. Breaking contact is just making the illusion of making this person feel safe. So what you want to do is you bounce and you start testing them every time when you do this. Seeing, is she going to throw her shoulders, indicating that she's going to do a reverse punch? Is she going to throw a jab? I don't know what she's going to do. So when you do this and you test her, it shows me, oh, she just flinched. That means she would run back. So it helps me out. And what you want to do is, you want to tap about twice. You want to move your foot up to this one right here and land, just like that, in a good athletic position. And the illusion here is, she thinks I'm moving. I make her tense, then I chill her out. But I'm not moving away from her at all. If you look, we're still as close as we were before. Tap, tap. See? Our gloves are the same distance that they were just a minute ago.
Okay.
So, what you want to do is you want to bounce, tap, tap. Your back leg moves around them and always circle to the back. If you circle this way, you're letting her do anything to you. All of her ammo, all of her dangerous drills and everything that she can do on you, you're opening it all up for her. So if you step up to the front instead of going to the back, she could reverse punch me, she could kick me, she could kick me to my head, she could do anything. If you move to the back, no! So that drill, it really helps you in a tournament, breaking contact. That's what breaking contact. With this drill, you don't want to break away all the way back here because you worked so hard to make her comfortable and to get to your opponent. So if you break contact all the way over here, you have to, again, reset. You have to make her feel comfortable again, and you have to do all this stuff. But right here, if you only circle and break, then you can move and have the same distance that you had but you're not actually going anywhere. It just makes her think that you are. So it's very helpful to go boom, you move, and then you shut. So it's very simple.
I'm going to show you how to counter the reverse punch. So when you're in a fight right here, and the person rocks and twists the shoulder, they're not doing it for a kick. You know she's going to go into a reverse punch. And the way to block that is you put your front hand and you push it down, don't swat at it. You push it down and you jab her.
And the way to know how they're going to throw reverse punches, you watch this triangle right here. Right here. Because if I go to throw a jab at you, what are my shoulders doing? They're going straight. If I go to throw a reverse punch at you, what are my shoulders doing? They're turning. So what you want to do is you want to watch their shoulders, and if their shoulder is moving like that, you know that they're obviously doing a reverse punch. So the best way to do it is to block and then go over with a punch. And then get back out in a nice, strong, athletic stance. And something that's really good after the show, after you get back out, when you get back out, you're in a good athletic position, but you want to be leaning a little bit on your back leg to load it up. Load it up with enough spring to where you can get back to that person. And what we normally like to do, we like after we come in and come right here and you load up like that, we like to go in for a jab. That way we can get them if the judge doesn't call our name. So 2 punches. So she punches me once, I punch her, go back, punch her again with the leading hand. Not the back one, the leading one. So it's very simple.
The A, it's not for A+. It's for everyone. Hey everybody, it's like Karate and Sophia
and Vivian, and today we're going to explain to you the 6 scoring criteria.
And what that is at a tournament, there's a lot of kids there. I've met them who don't know what timing is, distance, awareness, sanji, nothing.
Vigorous application.
Nothing. So we're here to talk to you about the 6 scoring criteria. That way, when you go to a tournament, you know what to do.
First one is awareness. Awareness is don't be one of the people who stores a reverse punch and then pulls back, looks around the judges for giving you the flag. Because if you do that, the other person, if you didn't score the point and they don't say yame, the other person's gonna flip you on your back. And also, if you're right near the edge of the mat and you store a big reverse punch and you ki and jump back and you're out of the ring, the judges don't have to give you a point for that.
No.
They know what they're doing.
And don't, moms and dads, please don't start freaking out about how your kid, like, oh my gosh, you just got that. What you need to do is you need to print out the rule book, read it. That way when you go to a tournament, you don't do something like this. Okay, and don't start screaming at the judges because they know what they're doing. They remember you from next time and they're like, oh great, they'll throw him here again. So what you need to do is just show them respect.
The next one we're going to explain is vigorous application. Vigorous application is showing the judges you meant to score your reverse punch or round kick by laying out big, loud ki. If you don't know what a ki is, ask your sensei.
Distance is the appropriate time to come in and score on your opponent. So if you're in the center of the mat and your opponent's all the way on the other side, you can't go in and run in and try to and expect to score on them. That's not how it
You're doing
works.
this thrust.
You have to have the proper distance. That way, when you're there and you need to score on them, you know what to do. Because you can't be 2 mats away and expect to score.
There's 3 zones, the red, yellow, and green zone. The red zone is the time where you should be going, where you should be hitting them. Either it's set up then throw something, or it's just go in or wait on them to come in at you so you can counter them. The yellow zone is the zone where it's still dangerous, but you still have a bit of distance away from one another. That way you can get the proper timing down in your head and attack them. The green zone is just the time where you have to come up with a plan in your head, but that's the zone where you two are pretty far apart. And it gives you both time to set up something, so you have to be quick about it. You have to be in the green zone for a split second, then go right back into the yellow zone and set up your team. Also, one other thing, if you go to reverse someone and your punch isn't out like this, it's all jammed up like this, that's not good distance. You have to have the proper distance and know when they're coming in, that way you can get the proper distance to do a proper reverse punch. Because if you go to kick them and you accidentally kick their thigh, that wasn't good timing or distance. And if you go to reverse punch to them and you get jammed up like that, that's not good distance either. You want to figure out your distance, at least 1 mat away, and if they jump in, that's the time for you to go down into a reverse punch. You don't wait until they're this close to your face to try and score on them. That's not how.
And another one is one that a lot of kids need to know is sporting attitude. Sporting attitude is when you lose or get stressed in a match, not to start bawling. Go back to your dojo and try harder the next time. You may win, but don't start crying about it. Another thing, not only is it just annoying listening to little Johnny cry, but I've been down in a match by 3 points, and I won that match only by jabs in the last 8 seconds because I kept my cool.
If you focus on winning and losing in your match, you're gonna lose. Because it's not about winning or losing.
So good form is like, say you throw a uppercut. What? In karate. The judges are not gonna score that.
Oh.
Throw a nice, clean jab to the face or reverse punch to the body. I use my hands around, sorry. Jab to the face, reverse punch to the body.
Have a good sporting attitude. Everyone will like to watch you fight. Because if you're really good and you have crazy ki-eyes and you have good form in the 6 scoring criteria, you will do awesome. And also, one of the scoring criteria is timing. And timing is the appropriate time in between your matches when you are on the mat fighting your opponent, the proper time to go in. Because if you and your opponent are right here and you're bouncing like this, if you go to punch when you're both going back like this, that's not good timing. If you go to punch them when they go in like this, then that's good timing because you're reaching them at the time that they're coming in.
Also about distance and timing for you older kids, if you're going on a date and you want to give your girlfriend a kiss, you have to have distance timing, because if you have none of that, you're going to end up kissing the dog's rear end instead, because you didn't have good distance or timing. So actually, distance and timing is actually very important.